Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Pay and welcome to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. Today I want to show you guys Axie Infinity Homeland, which is their land game, and people who bought lands a long time ago were waiting a while for this. It has been out for a little bit now, but I recently jumped in and I'm having a ton of fun. I want to talk about some of the earning potentials, and I'll even show you guys some gameplay, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video. So we can see some kind of previews of the pictures here. It is really a resource collection farm simulation type game. There is kind of a little PvP element to it, but not very much. Now, an important note is your Axies do not transfer over here. So the workers that you get are separate from your regular Axies if you play Axie Origin or you play the other one. Now, right now, in order to get in, there is a little bit of a paywall. The cheapest land right now for savannas are about $441. Obviously, it scales up quite a bit, but the earnings do depend on the land rarity. But obviously, if you already have a land, you're great. If not, this is what is going to be a bit of a barrier to kind of get in, but this is good to know. Now, taking a look at the overview, they talk about how the land is partitioned into tokenized plots that serve as residence and operation centers for Axies. Plots can be purchased, developed, and upgraded over time using a variety of resources that can be found within the game. So going into the pre-beta guide, and like I said, this is only 2 months ago that they posted this, so this is really the pre-beta. So the pre-beta phase for Homeland is here. During this phase, you'll be able to get rewarded with MAXS. Now, it's important to know that is a 1,000 to 1 ratio to AXS. So you're actually earning the Axie token in this game, not just the SLP. There actually isn't SLP in here. SLP is reserved for Axie Origins. So when you're doing normal gameplay tasks such as gathering and crafting, you might even get rewarded handsomely for completing rare tasks, and I'll show you guys about that. So they do talk about here how they basically changed it, so it transitioned away from leaderboard and seasonal achievement rewards in favor of active gameplay. So right now, 20% of the AXS allocated for land staking is now diverted to in-game rewards. So this is just simply doing things within the game, and you can actually see here. So normal earnings, gathering, producing, crafting, combat. I really like this. I hope they actually keep it. And then you can see there's a daily cap based on your land. So Savannah, the max cap is 16, Forest 52, so on and so forth. So I like how they did this. Obviously, starting with Savannah, to kind of get a feel for the game and understand it is a good entry point. But of course, getting that Mystic is probably the way to go. I haven't even seen a Genesis land for sale or listed whatsoever. Also, change the plot ownership won't reset the daily MAXS cap plot. Now there's Moonfall. This is the big one. So there's a chance to activate this by defeating a special enemy, gathering a level 5 or 6 deposit, or crafting a mythical or legendary item. You can get up to approximately 5,000 MAXS, which is basically 5 Axie token. Now, right now, if we take a look at the price of Axie, it's about $5.60. It was up quite a bit before, $165. So will it get back to the all-time high? We don't know. But I mean, with Bitcoin getting to a new all-time high, we know how popular Axie is. There's an argument to be made that, crypto is all about hype. It's all about attention. What do you think people are going to be looking at again? Probably Axie. So if it's $160, let's just do some simple math. $160 times 5. There you go. There's your Moonfall, right? That's pretty good. That's close to like $700. Is it going to happen? No one can say for sure. But even right now, that's not too bad. Now, it is difficult to get it. It is random. It's not that easy. And there's a cap of 1 Moonfall per player per cycle. And I just like that they add this in because it's like this extra nice boost reward. So they talk about their beta reward system. There's normal earnings in the Moonfall. You get the MAXs. Now, it does take a week. So that it's basically transferred to a lockbox. There's a verification process. These guys are doing a good job of keeping bots out of the game, which I'm really happy to see. And then you get them into your app.axie, which you can claim and pull out. Really awesome. So just kind of moving along for the sake of time, they talk about land items. You obviously need to go buy them. There's different listings. We already kind of covered this. Placing your land. There's also decorations that you can put within the land. I'm not going to focus too much on this. Decorations are nice, but really it's not that important with the earnings. Then there's quests. So basically there's two categories, newcomer quests, daily and weekly. Work your way through this. It's going to help you understand the game. And then the daily and weekly is really what you want to focus on to help get more resources and gold so that you can start actually progressing properly. There's a basic guide and mechanics here. Now there's a lot going on, right? You're going to see this when I show you guys the game in a minute. It's like, whoa, right? It's going to take you a little while to figure everything out. Make sure you go through this guide too. I highly recommend it so that you can get a good feel for it. Also, when you click on a building, there's this command wheel. You get a couple different options. You can deconstruct it, you could upgrade it, you can get info, you can move it, or you can enter it to make stuff. I like the complexity because it's only difficult at first when you're like, whoa, there's a lot going on. But they do a good job at leading you through it all. There also is hotkeys and expanded buttons list, and I'll show you this. Once you really get a feel for it, it's actually a lot of fun. So you basically have these building structures that you place. You have your altar of Atia, that's kind of like your home base, your main thing that you upgrade in order to unlock other buildings and other things that you can produce. You can see here is an example of an Axie working on some peaches, some cotton, and an apple. There's also task management. So kind of making sure all your guys are doing what they need to be doing is really important. And basically you're creating all these resources to make gear or equipment to give or sell to adventurers for gold. And that's how your main primary resource or your main way to collect gold to help progress the game. So just kind of moving along here because I want to get to the gameplay and show you guys. There is different land natures and types. So to go in a little bit more detail, Savanna, Forest, Arctic, Mystic, Genesis, they all have different advantages. Now, the reason why you guys see negative 18.5, you're like, wait, wouldn't a negative be red? It's because it reduces the duration. So that's actually a benefit. So you can see here, different lands have different advantages, but you could also select the type of the land. There's two types, agriculture or metal crafting, to further those benefits or help counteract some of the negatives. So let's show you some gameplay here. So I was talking about the land types. So we can see here, go into settings right away. You definitely want to turn on all these things. The show hotkey, that was really important. Actually, let's change the settings to high. But full screen I also like, but the hotkey was an important thing that I recommend for everyone to do. Now, when I open up this menu on the right-hand side, you can see there's a lot going on here. But really what I'm doing is I'm going over here to my adventurers. They refill slowly. I'm going to equip them with the stuff that I'm building, and then I send them off on their mission. And this is essentially how I'm collecting gold, or my primary resource for it. Now, without getting too into it, you know, you obviously want to be collecting wood. There's these quarries and forests that spawn all onto your land. They constantly replenish. And then, of course, you have all of your, you can see I've got a lot going on here, right? This base is pretty far progressed. I've got my storages all over here, which dictate my max capacity. I can come in here and produce different ignits. These different ignits have requirements. Those ignits help me make, for example, over here, if I take a look, there's rings that I can craft as an equipment. Or if I come over here, I can make different items to attach to my guy for weapons. I'll do a couple more videos really deep diving into all this and what it means. But I really just wanted to give you guys a brief introduction. I'm having a ton of fun playing this game. And before I jump out, let's take a look at some of the earnings. So you can see here, there is actually a earnings log, which I really like. And you can see there's different things that I'm earning for gathering, fighting, adventuring, and it actually tracks this. Right now, this is M-axis. It's not a lot of money, right? The earnings are really low when you think about it because it's 1/1000th of the axis. You want to get the moonfalls, right? These are the big ones. And you obviously want to progress to do this. Now, of course, if you get a higher level land plot, you will be able to make a lot more. So I wouldn't write home about the earning potentials necessarily yet within the game. Getting 16 a day is not a lot, but at the same time, we see a lot of popularity come back into this game. You get a couple moonfalls that could be some sweet earnings. Okay guys, thanks as always for being subscribed to the channel. It really helps us out. And I appreciate everyone who likes this video. Stay tuned for some more Axie content in the near future, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care.